Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. No, turn! It's raining right now, and everything is
I was up to my waist in snow drifts and spruce traps, and about the 5th or 6th spruce trap.
Here we are heading towards Zealand Mountain. The trail, well, the road, I think I'm on the road. This is quite confusing. Tells you know which way to go if you're a snowmobile, but as a hiker, not so much. I just passed Spruce Trail, and the guy skiing told me to make sure I hung a left, but he made it sound like it was a ways down, and it's pretty close. So I'm on a trail, or maybe a road, I don't know. So anyways, I'm just gonna head this way, check the GPS in a bit. I do remember following a river quite a ways down, and I see where it looks like there's water over there. So he said it would be clearly marked. I'm not so sure that was clearly marked, but that definitely wasn't the road. I don't remember that right turn there. So anyways, got the Pulk with me. Definitely need a better belt than what I made. This one put a lot of stress on my hips, but not too bad. If this trail wasn't post-hold, it probably wouldn't be that bad. But as somebody definitely came down here with bare booting and very little breakage on the trail. So it is pulling hard, pulled really hard down the road. Probably when I head back out, I will leave it at the end of the Zealand Road, go get my car, come back and get it, because it's snowing right now and the road was caked with snow, the side, and that's probably going to be all gone when I come back. But here we have some views coming in. Like I said, here's the trail. I think I'm on the right way. People are definitely been coming this way with bare boots, so it's definitely not a ski trail, and it's wide, so I'm hopeful. So I was just past Hale Brook trailhead, which goes up to Hale Mountain. There was a bunch of people in the trailhead. Looks like they all skied in and then brought snowshoes and hiked up Hale. So that trail is definitely broken. I thought this whole road was only 3 miles, but from my car to Hale Brook was 2.94 miles. Now I am parked at the very end of the parking lot, but didn't add a huge amount of distance. So the sign at the end of Zealand Road said that Zealand Trailhead was 3.5 miles, so 3.5 miles. But I know that once you go by Hale, it's another mile, because I walked it last summer. So I got probably about 3/4 of a mile left. And then I do believe the hut's another two-ish miles. But I'm only going to hopefully the intersection of AZ Trail or staying on the Appalachian Trail and find a place to camp a little bit further down. It looks, I've seen that area from Zeacliff, and it's pretty flat, and but it's probably not broken. So we'll see how far we can make it. Pulling this Pulk is pretty easy, except for all these post holes. Every time it hits a post hole, I definitely feel it in my hips. It pulls back. So please wear snowshoes. I don't think anybody is. I think I'm the only one. And then the skier. Everybody else is skiing or bare booting. But anyways, there should be a Zealand trailhead shortly. So here we are, still at it. Already passed Zealand Trailhead. It ended up being about almost 4 miles from my car. 2.5 miles to Zealand Pond, which is a little past there is where I plan on finding a place to camp. Pulling the Pulk in this trail is much harder than I thought. A lot of ups and downs and corners and trees. Seemed wide open when I walked it this summer. But anyways, still chugging along. Still back there, I hope. I feel it. Tons of people I've run into today. It was one group of 22 people heading to the hut to camp out. And then they said they're going to Zealand tomorrow. So definitely not alone on this trip like usual. But still gonna be fun. And pulling this Pulk made me realize I need to devise a new belt by next week when I have to pull it 8 miles to do the bonds. So, learning experience. So here we are, about 5.25 miles in from the car. I'm guessing I'm probably like a half a mile from the area I'd like to camp at. Just had to take a little short break. This Pulk is pulling extremely hard through this sticky snow and getting soaked because everything's melting out of the trees. It's warm out. I'd guess it's actually, I think it might be raining now. Should be putting my raincoat on, but I don't want to dig it out of my Pulk because I don't want everything else to get wet. So I'm just going to tough it out for another half a mile or so. Lots of people at the hut. They all told me to come down in the morning. Some of them are going to Zealand, some are going to Zeacliff, and some are just heading out. They're just staying at the hut for the night. It's like 22 of them or something like that. So, and then I think I just passed one of the guys in the meetup that was supposed to go to Bond Cliff. He said that everybody got lost last night coming in because they came in, they night hiked out to the hut and turned around and went back and stayed at a hotel somewhere. He was the only one from the meetup group there, and this morning he got up and he headed in. And only till Bond Cliff was broken. So he turned around to Bond Cliff because he not Bond Cliff. It was broken to Zeacliff. So he went up to Zeacliff and turned around. He said he wanted to do the bonds or nothing at all, and it wasn't broken, and he didn't want to break it himself. So, but that meetup group, I guess, came in this morning, and they were just going to head up to Zealand. So Zealand should be broken for me, which is a plus. It's not even busting butt getting this Pulk in. This isn't the ideal snow, obviously, and I need a better belt, as I've said like 3 times. But anyways, onward. Here's a... So here we are. I don't know what time it is. I set my phone down somewhere. And I kind of got my hammock set up. It's less than stellar day today. It's raining right now. And everything is soaked. I did the best I could to keep everything dry. But as soon as I tried dragging this up the hill where I am, because I couldn't find any place to camp down low, I got some snow in there. And my quilts are dry. I got the hammock new tarp set up, kinda. I haven't adjusted the doors yet. I got the shot cord to make those so they open or close, and I haven't put my quilts on yet. But I got to put some drip lines on my whoopee slings because the water's dripping down on both sides. I can see that where this one up there is actually dry almost at the hammock and then wet after that. So I got to do something to break the water. I have some paracord somewhere. So I was going to do a fire and stuff, but I'm not really sure. I got 3 beers down there. Funky Bow G-string, pale ale. And I'm going to get the stove going. I don't even know where it is. All right there. Down there. Get the stove going and make some dinner. And maybe some hot tea or something. And hunker down. I think it's not even dark out, so it's not even 5 o'clock yet. A long night ahead of me, sitting underneath this tarp. At least with the fire, it was fun, but I don't think I'd find any dry wood. I don't even know if it's worth it. Maybe I'll get bored and try it out. But anyway, I saw somebody pass I'm off of Ethan Allen Trail, which is the AT, and there I saw 2 people go by, and the second person told me that she thought that Zeacliff Trail was broken, which is about 1.4 miles. I think it's a fairly steep trail, but it would cut a couple of miles off if it was. So I may take a walk down there. I think it's maybe like a half a mile. So I might in the morning pack up. I'm thinking of just leave this set up, because I might spend Sunday night here too. I'm not really sure, because it's took me quite a while to get in here. I started at 11. I found this. I mean, it took me a little while to find a campsite, but it took me about 5 hours to get out here, I think, with a Pulk. It didn't quite work out the belt as well as I thought. And it's a long ways in here. The mileage to get out here was almost 7 miles. I was only planning on 3, 4, I think 4-ish. So I did almost double what I thought. I'm going to check out the map in a bit and come up with a game plan for tomorrow, but I'm not really sure. Moving time, though, says 3 hours and 36 minutes, which I find odd, because it seemed like it took me forever, and I didn't really take that many breaks. But yeah, it's quite a ways down in here. I hate to come all this way and not bag Zealand at least. If I do, I have a feeling I might be spending another night. So like I said, I might just leave this set up and head up and bag that and come back and hang out here. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like tomorrow, but if it's going to rain again, I don't know. Might be a night hike out, maybe. Real slow. So who knows? We'll figure it out in the morning. Once I get some food in me, maybe I'll feel different. But right now, I'm pretty negative. I'm soaked. My hammock's a little wet. My quilts are dry. And my boots are soaked. They're not soaked through, but they're definitely soaked on the outside. So they're going to freeze. Well, I don't know if they're going to freeze tonight, because it's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be in the 30s tomorrow. So I don't think it might not be that bad. But anyways, I'm going to get things ready. Turn on my phones and see if I got any cell phone signal, because I was actually supposed to meet my buddy Matt at the cabin in the morning. And I'm not sure I'm even going to go by the cabin if I go the way I'm thinking I'm going to go. So I'm going to try to get a hold of him. Okay, till, I don't know, in the morning, I guess. So here we are, making some dinner. Pretty close to the hammock, because it's still raining out. Same thing as last time. I got some pasta too, but I decided to go with this. This is my happy food, so my macaroni and not cheese. And gonna boil some water for my Nalgene, throw in my hammock. Got foot warmers in because my feet are frozen standing around, but seem to be simmering with this. I saw something the other day. Somebody said you couldn't simmer these, but it's simmering a little bit more hotter than I probably like it, but it's working. Got let's see, the underquilt on, quilt's in there. Oops. Sock, which I don't really need tonight. It's not cold out, but it keeps my quilt from falling out if I move. The foot sometimes will fall out, especially if I get out of the hammock. I got this chair over here. I don't like it. It's made in Maine. That's why I bought it. And Syntech actually had it in one of his videos. It works great on hard surface, but there's so much snow here. I've actually dug down quite a bit, and I dug right to the ground, and it still keeps flipping over on me. The base isn't big enough, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Got my new Tokes 450 cup. Got some rocking some well, I don't even know, red rubus with chai or something in it. Just trying to get some liquids in me tonight. I don't think I've drank anything since the whole time in here. I got my spot going, and I don't think it's working because it just sits there and blinks forever, and then after a while I think it's failing out. So I'm not sure that's even working. I haven't been too thrilled with this. I think I should have gone with the InReach. Bought it REI, and I can return it, but I believe Spot will not. Let me see, get another flashlight on. Oh, look at that. I believe that Spot itself won't give you credit on the service. They charge you for a year, so I think I have to pay the $200 for the service. Food bag down there. Haven't touched the beer yet. Probably coming. Oops, I don't want to burn my dinner. Oh, shoot. Rehydrating still. So we got the Pulk over there. I've got quite a bit of wet clothes. I don't think anything's going to freeze tonight because the snow is still melting. I keep on hearing it hit the tarp. I'm trying to just keep everything drier, as dry as possible, which isn't working very good. Got some extra clothes to put on. So when I climb in my hammock, as you can see over there, I got some rain water blockers. I brought some cordage, but I couldn't find it, so I used some bags. They were already wet. So, anyways, I'm gonna get my supper. I don't want to burn my supper. And check in before I go to bed, which is going to be an early night, I believe. Good morning, everybody. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm about to make some coffee. It finally stopped raining. Wind died down. It's not that cold out. I'm guessing it's probably around 30-ish right now, maybe a little bit less. So I just looked at the map, and it looks like it's a shorter distance to go back to the hut and then go up to Zealand Mountain that way. It's it was around 3-ish miles, a little less than 3 miles from the hut. So I think we're going to go do that once we get packed up and get out of here. I go to the hut. I'm not sure if I can get my Pulk up to the hut, and it's kind of steep right before it. But I'll pull it for a while and see, and leave it maybe somewhere and take just my pack and go up. And then, but right now we're going to do some coffee from the hammock. I'm going to pull a shug. I got my fancy feast and my alcohol, which I keep in my hammock. I just tried to take the cover off with one hand and spilt it a little bit. So, but I keep this sealed in there. It's 2 ounces, enough to heat a cup of 2 cups of water. So I'm gonna pour that in. Get her going. The old fancy feast, no need to prime. Just stick her on and heat it up. Normally I use a bigger cup. I don't use this cup, but I only brought the 2. My big 650 over there. Oh no, I brought the 3, the 650 and the 1100, which has food in it. I didn't clean it from last night, and then my coffee cup. So I'm just heating up my coffee cup. So I'll have some coffee in a bit. Check in when I get cleaned up. Camp packed up. Okay, my snowshoes I'm going to put on, and I'm just about packed up. Got the sled all packed up. I just got to put the tarp on and throw the bungee cords on. And I have to make this crazy descent back down. Should be interesting, but I'm sure going down is easier than coming up. So I'm going to head for the hut, and then figure out there's a group of 22 people there. I don't even know if you can see me. See if anybody's going to Zealand. If they are, I'm going to head with them and go from there. So here we are. Just left the hut. Got my poles there, and I just realized it, and I'm not going back down because I did a lot vertical gain. So I'm gonna do this without, but left the Pulk down below the hut, because right before the hut it gets extremely steep. I wasn't about to pull it up there. Hopefully nobody will take anything. I don't think they will. If they do, maybe they'll pull it closer to the road for me. So I stopped in the hut and got some water and talked to that group of people, and some of them are heading up to Zeacliff at least, and some up to Zealand Mountain, but they were just sitting down to eat breakfast, and I wanted to get going, so maybe I'll run into them again. But got the pack on, one thing of water, snowshoes, because it's warm today, and I'm sinking through the snow without the snowshoes, even though this is pretty well packed. So anyways, first stop might be Zeacliff, or it might be Zealand Mountain. I'm not sure yet. Here we are up at Zeacliff. When you come to the sign, you'll see Twinway up that way, and a little sign that says view here. Definitely go down that way. I don't think there's going to be any views today because it's pretty foggy, cloudy, whatever you want to call it out here. Take the lifters off. So I'm still sporting the snowshoes. Oh, just as I suspected. Ooh, nothing. Right up in there is where Jake and I camped in that last video. And then there's another stealth spot up there a little bit further. But absolutely no views today. That sucks because this is great, but it's life. So get up to Zealand and call it a day. Go back, get my Pulk, start heading out. I'm not looking forward to that one. Hiking up in the mountains is one thing, but hiking on a road for, I thought it was only supposed to be 4 miles, but I guess 4 or 5. Yeah, I guess counting Zealand Trail, coming into the Zealand hut, yeah, it's about that. So, but here we go. We found a campsite. We're like 7 miles in, but we found, I think, the best view that I have ever seen in my life. It almost looks like it's fake. Get my unbelievable fat head out of the way so you can see it better. So calm too. So I'm down, heading out. Didn't make it to Zealand, obviously. No summit video from that. It was not broken. I broke it for a while and then turned around. Breaking trail by yourself sucks, but as you can see, you got a beaver slide. Goes down into the water down there. And he's chopped up a couple of trees here to make his dam, I guess. Whatever beavers do. See that? Huh. And then he's got open water down in there to do his beaver stuff. Fishies or whatever. Cool. Yeah, he must book, like, talk about butt sliding. Right into the water. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. No, turn! Now this is the way to do it. My thing is I gotta come up with this rudder, and I'm running out of speed. Maybe I just need a dog to pull me. And sorry, my mic died, so... Oh no. So anyways, we'll attempt to explain what happened. Camped out last night, obviously. Hit the hut in the morning, had breakfast with that group of people I met, and got some water. I got some nice warm water in the hut. And then people were not sure what they were doing. I was going to hike up to Zealand with them, and then most I got out of people were they were going to Zeacliff. So I was gonna just hike up to Zeacliff with them and then head off to Mount Zealand myself, and they were just taking time, and I wanted to get going. I mean, it's like it's got to be like 2 o'clock now. I'm still not out of here. I can hear cars, so I'm getting close. So I headed up, hit the first hump before Zealand trail ended. And so I kept going, and I was up to my waist in snowdrifts and spruce traps, and about the 5th or 6th spruce trap I turned around and headed back. So I did not make it to Zealand. You know, oh well, life, that's life. I'll have to come back in here. Long way in here not to accomplish it, but I'd still be probably stuck in a spruce trap somewhere. So anyways, I'm going to finish heading out, see if I can get the sled going and enjoy some free rides here.